screen.
Now, that store at 15th and Washington, was that a Furr supermarket at the time?
Yes, it was.
And did Furr Food actually build that building specifically for that store, or was that a pre-existing building? Do you recall?
That building there was built by Furr Foods in about 1948 or 49. It had a store down 15th Street, and they closed it and moved down to that one.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, yeah, the one at 15th and Washington is one of.
Yeah.
You said that when you were learning how to drive, that's where your mother would go shopping.
and I'd drive down to that parking lot.
Yeah. Okay.
And
At that time, since you were starting to learn how to drive, and you and your mom would go to these more or less remote places. Now, the San Jacinto subdivision, or extension to Amarillo, was already in existence at that time, had been for some time.
oh yeah, that started back in the 20s. The streetcars ran out there.
Right, right. So would you say probably the westernmost boundary of Amarillo at that time would have been Western Street?
No,
Okay.
it didn't extend past Georgia Street and Wolfland. Actually, Georgia Street and 15th on this side of town. Now,
Okay.
where 15th went down there, it went down there and they built a bunch of apartments down there. You may have seen those.
Yes.
And then where where the shopping center deal is out there, that was Amarillo's first big shopping center.
Yeah, there was a.
Now,
Talking about Sunset Center.
when I was a kid, Wolfen Avenue was dirt. There were a few houses right up near Washington. That was called Wolfland because the Wolflands owned that place. They built the first shopping center in Amarillo. Then came Sunset Center. Wolfland down there had a golf course with sand greens. At Fannin Street, there was a stable. We could go down and rent a horse and ride it out there. When the war was going on, the Army guys would ride the bus out there to, is it West 19th and Travis, where it turned back north. So they'd get off there and walk down there and rent the horses and ride them. And then they'd come back up there and catch the bus and go back to town.
So you'd say pretty much the southern boundary, for the most
Was
part,
Georgia.
was well, the southern boundary that goes east and west would have been 15th at that time. Then
Well, there's
you
15th
had your Oliver Echo.
past Georgia, over there,
Yeah.
over here, there's nothing there.
Okay.
Now, Georgia and Wolfland were two dirt roads that just crisscrossed there.
Right.
The dirt road went on out there to the Canyon Highway. That was 36th Street. And the Canyon Highway later became the I-27. But they built a drive-in theater right there at that corner. The Paladura Drive-In Theater
Yeah.
was right there.
Yeah. Okay. Do you recall the remains of an amusement park that would have been off 27th Avenue, what is now the Glendale Park. Now, back in when the trolley cars were running, there was one line that was specifically built to take people from the community out to that amusement park and back.
That amusement park was long gone before I came along.
Okay, gotcha.
But the streetcars did run on out there to that underpass on 27th and turned, went under the north side of the underpass and went out there. Now, if somebody died, all the funeral homes are downtown. So what they did, they set the funerals up according to the trolley schedule. They'd have the funeral done in time for people to go out there and catch the trolley and ride out to the cemetery, and then they'd ride the trolley car back.
Okay.
It'd take that about that long for them to have the service out there and walk back, and they'd come back on the trolley can. Came right up Buchanan Street.
Okay, yeah, I've often wondered. I knew that the trolley cars did go underneath that underpass there, or navigate under that underpass. How the safety factor of traffic, automobile traffic, truck traffic, sharing the street along with that.
Well,
because essentially there was only 2 lanes.
everybody went back and forth underneath the south lane.
Gotcha.
If you were going down there and you got down there, you had to wait until the other guy got through before you could go through.
Gotcha. So they didn't share that side with the trolley cars at all.
Oh, hell no. But at that time, there weren't that many cars.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Uh,
So as far as the eastern boundary, do you recall, well, you said the DPS office was out there on what we used to call T. Anchor Boulevard.
well, that's where it was.
Okay.
But
Was that kind of out in the country, really? Maybe that Ross Osage area might have been
well, that whole area out there,
Grand.
that whole area out there was in the city limits. But when you got to T. Anchor and where it butts up there with the interstate, and then you've got the
Grand Street there.
Grand Street there. That's where the city limits stopped.
Okay. Gotcha.
And
And on the north side, would it have been Emerald Boulevard?
Grand. Basically everything east of Grand was in the country.
Right.
And
Well, it had to go a little bit, the northern boundary had to be a little bit further north of Amarillo Boulevard, particularly up Polk Street, because St. Anthony's Hospital was built there. So that was a major thoroughfare at that time, Polk and AIDS.
well, yeah, it was. That was Highway 66.
Right, yeah,
Came up through there.
right,
That was US 66.
right.
They went right on down Amarillo Boulevard.
Okay.
Then they got over there on 6th Street and drove out 6th Street.
Right.
Then you got out to San Jacinto. Well, San Jacinto was the first area like that we had in Amarillo. That was your first built up area out there.
Right.
And up until that time, there wasn't anything out there.
Right. Okay. What year did you graduate from Amarillo High?
57.
1957. And the year and model of the Lincoln
40 model.
40 model, was it Zephyr or?
40 model Zephyr. If you look at that picture of those two women standing over there in that calendar. That's the car. Over there on the wall. Go around there. Right there.
Wow. That was quite of a tank. Of a
Bub.
car, pretty much.
Bub drives that car over here to work, so
Yes.
parks it right out there in front.
Let's see, I know there were some other questions. Now, the Ford that you drove down to Waco was a 51 Ford, but I don't think you stated the model of that car.
Oh, it's a custom line.
Custom line, so it would have been a 4-door model then.
2-door.
Oh, it was a 2-door.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That car was bought brand new February the 14th in Stratford, Texas.
Okay. What made you decide to go down to Baylor?
At the time I went to Baylor, I wanted to go to Baylor Law School. So I went on down there. When I got down to Baylor, I was a business manager for their band for 2 years. And because I'd lost a semester and I was having to make those high grades and get out, I really had to go to work and get all that stuff done, education stuff done. So I quit working for the band, and I spent all of my time on going to school, studying, and Delene. I met her down there. And so I graduated there. And when I graduated, well, I was coming back to Amarillo. So she came back and went to WT. And we married June 1st, 1963.